When involved in a personal injury event, don't waste time. Reach out to an attorney day one. My clients who call us as early as possible are most successful. Don't waste time. Contact your attorney moments after you're involved in a crash. Obviously, if you need medical help, call medical providers, but within a reasonable amount of time. The next day, the day after. Have a family member, you yourself, reach out to us. Ask us for help. There are a lot of things that happen in the very moments after a wreck or after a personal injury event that by having an experienced attorney on board is going to be there to ensure that you get the best possible outcome of your case. That reminds me of a story. I had a client who was pregnant and was involved in a really bad motor vehicle wreck. And she was taken to the hospital. She was on monitors and she was in the hospital and she was there for a couple of days. And she received a telephone call from an insurance adjuster. And the insurance adjuster asked her an innocuous question. How are you and how is your baby? To which, being unable to fathom that something serious is happening, she says, I'm doing great and my baby is just fine. Well, that statement, I'm doing great and my baby is just fine, haunted us for the next 2 years of that case. It was the only thing that case became about. The defense attorney used that statement to bolster their entire case that there was nothing wrong with mom or her baby. The baby was born premature. Ultimately, both mom and baby had a happy ending and things worked out. But for a year and a half or 2 years, that was the conversation that we had to deal with. And had that client spoke to me first, the instructions would have been don't talk to anyone other than your attorney. Because you nor your baby were okay. And that little soundbite, that innocuous statement you made it so much harder to resolve the case. It added so much time to that claim. And while in the end we had a happy ending, mom and child were okay, they received a recovery within the policy limits, or actually for the policy limits, and everything turned out just right, it created so much more anxiety, so much more angst, and so much more heartache for our client because they didn't talk to the attorney first. Remember, insurance companies are not representing you, they're representing their client, the person who caused your injuries. And they want to make sure that they don't pay overly for these claims. And your responsibility, or my responsibility as your attorney, is to make sure that I get you the rightful amount that your case is worth. And oftentimes that's very different from where we're coming from versus the insurance company. And there are negotiations that come back and forth. And those negotiations, every aspect of the case comes out. John, your client said she was okay. No, she wasn't. She wasn't in the right state of mind. She wasn't okay. And that was the back and forth for months and months. Take this story and remember, if you're involved in a motor vehicle wreck, if you're involved in a workplace crash or a workplace event, don't talk to anyone other than your attorney. Have a plan in play that ensures that your case is reviewed in a light most favorable to you, because the waters are often muddied and what really happened often gets twisted and turned, and that might not be in your best interest. As soon as you're involved in one of these events, reach out to an attorney, call us. We're happy to talk about it and put together an action plan to put you and make sure your case is viewed in a light most favorable to you. Be aware of the statute of limitations. In Massachusetts, the statute of limitations on a plaintiff's personal injury case is typically 3 years. While there are exceptions to the rules and there are statute of reposes and oftentimes claims that have to be made depending on whom your tortfeasor is, in some instances it can be shortened to a year. In other instances, there are notice requirements that must be made. Here I am, an experienced plaintiff personal injury attorney, and I can tell you 5 or 6 different equations and reasons that the statute of limitation might be shortened. While the general rule is that a statute of limitations is 3 years, there are many, many, many exceptions in which that time is made shorter. So don't waste time. Reach out to an attorney that handles these types of cases. Call us. Let's talk about what the statute of limitation is based on your facts, based on your case. Because it might not always be the 3-year statute of limitations that you see or read on the internet. There could be individual facts of your case that shorten that statute of limitations, that require certain notice provisions. Don't waste time, call us today. We need to talk about it, find out about the facts, and really determine what the statute of limitation is for your case. This reminds me of a case in which a client called me. It was 2 years and just a few days before the 3-year mark in which they had a case. And we learned it was just too much that had to be done in such a short period of time. And I asked the client, why did you wait so long? And the response was, I didn't really want to sue anyone. I didn't feel comfortable, but you have legitimate injuries. I just didn't feel comfortable. I didn't want to go through that. And unfortunately, given just a few more days left, we didn't have sufficient facts to accept that case and bring it forth. It would have just been too much, and we had to unfortunately pass on it. We didn't take the case. Don't let that happen to you. Come to an attorney, call us. Let's talk about your case, and let's work on determining if you have a righteous case and move forward with that righteous case without running afoul of the statute of limitations. Call us today.